Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you are on your computer listening to this glorious show or on one of the many also glorious apps, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you are not listening from an app, take your smartphone, go to the market, search for TuneIn Radio, free to download, free to install. Just search MSC Radio Network, and you are listening to our show live on the go wherever you may have your smartphone with you. It is that simple and that easy. You can get a hold of us too. We are a totally interactive show. Your voice matters almost, not as much, but almost as ours. Just remember to email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. You can also tweet at us at high_on_sports. And remember to check out our Facebook, facebook.com/high-on-sports. Get to the website. Remember, people, it is high-on-sports.net. You've got our archive. My blog, by the way, I just updated it today with a hot new article. My 2013 Cleveland Browns off-season wish list. These are not necessarily moves that will happen. Some of them I can almost guarantee will. But some of them probably don't stand a chance. It's just kind of, it's your Christmas list.
Christmas in March.
It's your Christmas list. You write all the things you want. You ask for more than you know you're going to get. Because that's how bargaining works.
Yeah.
And then Santa sends his counter proposal, and you exchange
Go
letters
back
with
and forth
Santa
a little
until
bit.
eventually you get
Not
that
me.
rocking
I
horse
asked
you
for
wanted.
one thing, and I better get it.
Right, though?
Well, hoping the Browns
Because
do a little
that's
more
the
than
worst.
one thing. So, but yeah, it is my Cleveland Browns wish list 2013 edition. Again, that's on the website, along with so much other fun stuff. Again, high-on-sports.net. All right, we have got a jam-packed show for you people, so let's get right into this. It is round one. Let's go. All right.
Hey.
Just noises coming out of everything. All right, we a lot of different places we could start with here, but the NBA is in its full swing right now. We are nearing ever closer to the second season that is the playoffs. It's so long with the NBA. It's like a second
God.
season.
Well, like, what, 8 teams from each conference make the freaking playoffs?
I like it, though.
4 rounds?
I don't like the concept of...
I mean, you can make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Like,
I get that.
anybody, basically.
There
More
are-
teams make the playoffs than don't make the playoffs.
Exactly.
There's a problem with
There are
that.
30 teams, 16 make the playoffs. Problem with that, true. But I just like that. Maybe add 2 teams or something. At least it's top half, bottom half.
No.
But I'm saying
Take 2 teams away.
I'm saying add 2 teams to the NBA.
Oh.
Not 2 additional playoff teams.
I'm like, what the hell is
That's
wrong
a
with you?
scheduling nightmare.
Playoffs will it's like that
No, I'm
movie
saying-
Basketball where the playoffs are like 9 months long.
No, I'm saying if you were to add 2 new NBA teams, let's go. What we got? Sacramento almost definitely moving to Seattle. Give them a team back, sure. Or maybe just open a new one in Seattle. I don't know. Figure out.
St. Louis really
one of
wants
those.
a team.
Give St. Louis a team, and all of a sudden there you go. You got the good half and the bad half. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's supposed to now when a majority, yes, does make the playoffs. There's a problem with that, but I like that you have this 7-game series. There's just so much basketball to see, and it's the playoffs, so it's usually good. It's not a lot of
It's
just
too long.
wipe the floor with this crap. I like it. I see the problems, but I like it. But either way, we've got that coming ever closer now. So we're going to take a little look at the NBA standings and talk a little bit about that. And first thing we got to say is the Miami Heat. Everybody sort of had this most recent game circled on the map because they've got this winning streak going off like crazy. And we all kind of, America as a whole is really looking at the Pacers to be the kids, to come in, rise up, the underdog, be the hero. Everybody says the Pacers have already beat them twice. They beat the crap out of them twice. So if anyone's going to end this streak, it's the Pacers. It was not the Pacers. The Heat did in fact win. Let me get you a final on that one. It was 105-91. So I mean, not exactly necessarily what you'd call a laugher, but not like it came down to a photo finish either. But either way, the Heat winning streak is now at 18 games. I repeat, 18 consecutive wins for the Miami Heat. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're 29-3 at home. They're doing what we thought. They're just doing it in I guess I'd say a more impressive way than anybody really thought. And now that they have beat the Pacers, this thing really could go some pretty interesting distances here. The Pacers was the big roadblock. Yeah. But in my mind, Miami also saw the Pacers as the big roadblock. Now that they've surpassed that, I put them on upset alert against the Hawks in their very next game, which is, and I should have left that up, they play the Hawks on Tuesday. So Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. On NBA TV if you'd like to check it out. I would honestly, I think the Hawks know that Miami just overcame a huge obstacle. And I think Miami, being, the team that they are, I think they let off the gas a little bit. Anyways, when you really get that team that's supposed to end the streak and it doesn't, you kind of relax a little bit. And so I'm not gonna come right out and predict a Hawk win against the Heat, but I'll say I put them on upset alert, to say the very least. Like you could call a regular season victory an upset. I'm getting a little ahead of myself now too. And of course the Cavs sitting here 27 games out of first place. That's out of the whole Eastern Conference, though, not in their division. But just one game behind Detroit. So we'll see how that goes. But
Kyrie Irving's
not helping their chances. Kyrie out 3 to 4 weeks. Of course, if you haven't heard, Kyrie sprained his left shoulder and they lost to Toronto last night, and now he is expected to be out 3 to 4 weeks. I was just talking to somebody before the show started. I don't think he plays again this year.
No, they won't.
I don't think he does.
3 to 4 weeks puts it at the end of the year.
Exactly. If he comes back, it's just a handful of games left.
Yeah.
They play in almost all, not all of April, but close to it. They got, let me bring up a calendar here. Look at this. We got, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. The target date would be, second week of April, wherein you're looking at maybe 2 weeks of the season left. So it's just kind of not worth it. If they do, it'll just be for show. Get the fans come see the fan appreciation day and stuff like that. They always do in the last game, give them their shoes and crap. But I mean, if they do, it's purely for that reason. He's got nothing to prove. There's nothing he's really going to learn in those last 2 weeks as far as overcoming obstacles or anything like that. And I mean, the silver lining, if there is one, is that we know this team's out, and if anything, this improves the draft positioning. It's unfortunate that we always have to look at that as a plus side, but they're going to not be as good, so it's going to help draft positioning. And it kind of puts more pressure, and I like that, on Dion Waiters. Dion Waiters had a great game last night against the Raptors. Dion Waiters becomes the go-to scorer when Kyrie is not there. And I like the idea of telling a rookie, go out there and play some ball, man. Go out there and score points, because it helps him in his development to get better as we go on. And you got Zeller and Thompson. We got young kids still out there getting some things done and need to work on some stuff. So, I mean, it's not a good thing he's hurt by any stretch of the imagination. But from a development standpoint and everything, it's not the end of the world. Well, because it was
the same thing with Andy getting hurt. Look how much it's helped Zeller, because he got forced into the starting spot. So, I mean, it's going to be the same exact thing with Waiters now.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Exactly. I do think Zeller's only in the starting spot right now. There's something to be said about wanting to develop him more and stuff. Yeah. But there is something else to be said about how great Maurice Spates is playing and the fact that he's in the last year of his contract. Yeah. And the more minutes you give Spates, the more he's going to score and rebound, and the higher that salary is going to go. There is definitely something to be said that. Now let's look at something. What do I love more than anything? Pointing out where we were right. I enjoy it. Where we were right and almost the rest of the media in this country were so wrong is they always talk about the metaphorical panic button, and they want to push it. All they want is to push that panic button. Everybody on the I won't say the network, but there's a certain sports network that all they like to talk about is great teams and blowing them up, and they're going to trade him for pieces and trade him, and they scrap the whole thing. It's over. Give up on this season. And, of course, if you haven't figured out by now, I'm talking specifically about the LA Lakers.
Right.
Yet every time, we didn't talk about the Lakers nearly as much as a lot of the national media did, because the national media just like to be, oh, no,
oh, my God, they lost the game. They're not going to make the playoffs.
It's Kobe and Shaq
Oh,
again.
boy.
Dwight's the new Shaq, and now he hates him, but he's going to do Shazam too. No, it's not going to be like that. We were saying all year, the little bit we did talk about the Lakers, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. And here we are today, Monday, what is the date? Monday, March the 11th. I'm so in touch with the world. Monday, March the 11th. The Lakers are in the 8th spot.
Oh,
They're
who
a
would've
game
thought?
out of the 7th spot. They're 2 games out of the
Hell, they're going to make it to the 5th or 5th spot, probably.
I don't see them surpassing Memphis, no, but
Well, no, because Memphis will still win.
I don't know about Denver. Denver it's possible. They're going to end in the 6th.
Yeah.
6th at the worst, 5th at the best. That's
Yeah.
how this is going to end up. And then everybody's just going to feel silly for all the talk.
They're not
going
to make the playoffs, and they're going to be freaking in the middle of the pack.
Exactly.
Stupid.
Oh, man. If they were the 6th seed right now, they'd be taking on the LA Clippers in the first round.
Ooh.
Isn't that what we've always wanted ever since the Clippers became good?
Right, was a playoff.
Was a playoff Clippers-Lakers where nobody's ever on the road.
Right. I mean,
mean-
technically the Clippers would probably be on the road because
Yeah.
Lakers fans have more money and they buy
Yeah.
more tickets.
Yeah, I think it would technically every game would be like a road game for the
Yeah.
Clippers, but still, it'd be interesting. You know what? And we talked about this too. I think it'd be really cool. They wouldn't, but I think it'd be really cool if they just split the court. That would be so awesome. If they put like that big Lakers L or something that's in the middle, but then it's like split in half, and
And
they got
it's
like the
Clippers.
Clippers logo or whatever, and then like one side you have Clippers, one side you have Lakers.
Yeah, like they
and
do
just like
in,
half the court is like yellow and purple or whatever.
Yeah,
the other half's
blue and
like
red
white,
and
blue.
white.
You know, that would be really cool. That would be really interesting.
And
but
then
I
it'd
don't see
save
them
a
doing
lot
it.
of time taking down the Laker court and putting up the Clipper court for 7 games.
Now, what I want to know, and
Save a lot
I
of
have
time.
no idea about this or even where we'd go to find it out. It's really kind of irrelevant, but now my curiosity's just been piqued. Certain people get jobs like with, I'll just say a team, for example, the Indians. You get jobs like, I'm a vendor at Progressive Field. You know, you sell hot dogs or whatever. I'm the guy that walks up and down the stairs. Beer here, you know. Now I know you do that at different arenas for different teams and stuff. Do you get hired as just like, I'm a hot dog guy at the Staples Center, or is it like I'm a hot dog guy for the Lakers games, and then this other guy's a hot dog guy for the Clippers games?
Oh.
Is it different hot dog guys? Because if they split them, somebody would be screwed out of some time.
That's not how it
Or
works.
2 hot dog guys. Double the hot dogs. Just an idea. Or do they work for the specific stadium or the team?
No,
I
they
think
work.
it's the
They work for an
stadium.
outside company that Aramark or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the company
yeah.
brings in whenever the stadium will come to them and say, "Hey, we need this many hot dog and beer vendors," and the company will
that's-
say, "Hey,
yeah.
we have this
I'm
this
an
many
idiot.
people in our ranks. We'll send you some troops."
I'm an idiot because I didn't even think like there's totally a hot dog vendor at like a Kenny Chesney concert or something.
Yeah.
You know, and then, okay, that makes sense. Well, anyways, told you it was pointless. But,
I know one of those beer guys. Shout out to Tito.
really? Hey, Tito!
Tito!
Hey! Anyways, introduce us to a hot dog guy, because I'm starving. But, and then you got, of course, back to the East. Miami's at the 1, New York 2, 3, Indiana, Brooklyn 4, Chicago 5. Chicago, by the way, Derrick Rose medically cleared to play by Bulls doctors, but still says he's going to wait until he feels
Dude, Derrick
comfortable.
Rose is being a pansy.
I mean, the thing is, and everybody keeps, someone made a great point today, is that the Bulls should not have announced publicly that he's cleared to
Why
play.
not?
Because they know he's not playing right now.
Because he's
I mean-
being a bitch.
I wouldn't rush the guy. I mean, why would I want him to come back if he's not like exactly where he was? There's such an interesting.
I think he likes
medically
sitting
he
on the
can play,
bench
and
taking his
physically he's back to
paycheck.
where he is.
Because he still gets his
I don't know
paycheck
about
because he
that.
was hurt playing basketball.
Yeah, no, he does. He definitely does.
So he's like, I can sit here and collect my money, or I can go out there and have to play and collect my
or I
money.
could go out there and have a chance for a title. You know, there's that.
Well, then he'd be
Let's
coming
remember
back.
the
He's
last
being a-
full season Rose was out there. They were the number 1 team in the entire league.
Yeah, and that's why it's
So, I mean,
BS that he's not coming back.
I'm sure, though, it's not a situation, although
ACL
now
is 6 months.
Now it opens
It's
the
been
door.
almost a year.
6 months.
Yeah.
Who are you basing it on? Adrian Peterson?
No, after certain
It's like
6 months
9
after
months.
no 6 to 9 tops.
Whatever. No, see, and that's Adrian Peterson's ruined it for everybody. Used to be ACL, like, oh, I'll see you in like a year, maybe.
No.
Yeah, it did.
No. Not when they can do
Yeah.
it arthroscopically now.
Well, science is
months.
great, sure, but Adrian Peterson should not have been
6
that
months.
good and ready to go
6
week
months.
1. I don't know.
6 months for knee and shoulder surgery.
Especially, but he cuts is the biggest thing. Like, he's all about cutting to the basket and stuff like that. He uses his ACL. You know, not like some athletes that just let it sit there. He's actually using his ACL. But I don't know. I just think it was a bad. I think it would have been from a PR standpoint.
they're calling him
better
out.
if they communicated with each other.
They're calling him out, saying,
I
"Hey,
really
he's
think
good
he
to
would
go,
rather
he doesn't want to come back."
compete for a title than just.
Well, he
either
can't
way,
compete
he's-
for a title sitting his ass on the bench.
And that's what I'm getting at. Is he would obviously want to compete for a title. If he's not playing right now, it's because he's not back to where he was yet.
Oh, that's shenanigans.
I really don't think it's like, okay, well, you're healthy enough. Get out there. Go. You know what I mean? Like, you're not. If you were like injured or something, you know, once the doctor's like, all right, medically you're okay to start walking again or something.
Yeah, I'm out there.
Does that mean you're like, all right, time to sprint?
Yeah?
It doesn't work like that. You're healthy enough that you could play, but in what capacity? They're like, he's healthy enough that he won't die on a court, but does that mean he's going to come out and put up the MVP numbers he has?
75% is better than just about almost anybody else.
But
Derrick
all
Rose
I'm saying is,
awesome.
why wouldn't he just? Derrick Rose is pretty damn good. Obviously, he's MVP. But I'm just saying, I would rather him wait until he's as close to 100% as he can be. And I mean, if that means scrapping the rest of this season, then I mean they're a 5 seed, middle of the road. It's a very tough call.
Yeah, because
I mean,
he's
what
not
if, what if
playing.
at the very least he waited and came back like at the end? I mean, just came back to start the playoffs.
All I know is
I don't know.
MF better come back.
That's got its pros and its cons. Either way, Boston at 6, Atlanta at 7, Milwaukee currently holding that 8th spot. Toronto not exactly nipping on their heels. Toronto at 25 wins, Milwaukee at 32. Safe bet to say they probably don't catch them. I would think. Over to the West Coast, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, LA Clippers, Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, and at the 8th spot at the moment, we already said it, the LA Lakers. Utah falling out this week, just as we told you last week that they would. So we're right again. Who would have thunk it? Either way, that's where we are right now. And by the way, updating things on the other end of the spectrum. Charlotte, currently for the second year in a row, the worst record in the NBA.
Aww.
And they've got a pretty, well, they don't have a big lead on Orlando, but they have a lead. They're 13 wins, Orlando 18. Orlando could still catch them. There's time for them to suck more. If they really work hard at not working at it, they could catch them.
Well, but of course, Charlotte's just waiting until they can become the Hornets again before they start being good.
No, they didn't.
And that's too late. Hornets is back up now. Maybe they can take it back. Who knows? Now that New Orleans is going to be the Pelicans. By the way, the discrepancy is still there. Everyone, for years now, we've had, for whatever reason, the West so much deeper than the East. You have to. Wow, this is a little bit ridiculous. The 4 worst teams are all in the East. You don't get the worst team in the West is still the 5th worst. There's still 4 East teams that are not as good as them. Because you've got Charlotte, Orlando, Washington, Cleveland coming in at number 4. And then you don't get to the West until you get to Sacramento at number 5. So, I mean, that's crazy. And then they've got a lot of teams knotted up, so we're on the same. So 5th is basically a tie between Sacramento, New Orleans, and Phoenix. But there's time. They'll hash it out. Either way, it's looking like Charlotte's going to have the best odds at that first pick, although if Charlotte's shown us anything, they don't tend to get it.
No.
So we'll see what happens in that regard. We still have some time until, what is the draft? Is in June?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some time. We won't focus on the NBA draft just yet. I'm thinking next week, though, after we give free agency in the NFL a little bit of time, settle just a bit, see who's going where, what's happening. I think we may next week on the show debut our first mock draft of the year. Thinking about it. Mock NFL draft, obviously, I mean. Speaking of the NFL, we'll stick with that theme here a little bit. So NFL free agency latest. The free agency deadline is Tuesday afternoon sometime. Actually, there's I got a little counter here. I know the exact time until free agency opens up. It is in 20 hours, 36 minutes, and 25 seconds until free agency in the NFL opens up. Yeah, kind of a big deal to a lot of people. Excuse me. But just a couple days ago, I want to say it was Saturday, I believe, opened the deadline for when you could start talking to agents. That's why we'll get Tuesday, like, it's officially free agency. And 800 signings just happened.
Yeah.
Because they know it's going to happen. They just got to wait to put it into paper. And this is something I talk about in the my blog that I recently published today, which again is on highonsports.net, my 2013 Browns wish list. You can go check that out. Is basically the Browns' biggest thing is a pass rusher. They need a linebacker, defensive end. Either way, they just need to figure out to get some more pressure on the quarterback. And big news coming, according to Peter King of Sports Illustrated. Sources have indicated to him that the Browns will either sign Cliff Averill from Detroit, defensive end, or Paul Kruger from Baltimore, linebacker, outside linebacker. One of those two will be a Brown tomorrow night, actually that early, so according to this source. Those are by far the two best pass rushing free agents available this year. So the Browns will wind up with one of the top two pass rushing free agents available in free agency this year. And according to many people's rankings, they're both two top 5 free agents in the whole class this year of who's available to go out there and get. Again, expect one of those two, according to sources, to be a Brown tomorrow night. That is Cliff Averill, the defensive end, or Paul Kruger, the linebacker. So if that's true, it's already a win. I mean, we already good job. You get Kruger,
Yeah.
you just, it's a big coup because you just took that from the Ravens. You get Averill, I mean, I don't care about taking away from the Lions, but you get a damn good defensive end who can put pressure on the quarterback. And it's going to be a big factor in the draft because it's pretty sure that with that 6th overall pick, the Browns are looking for a pass rusher, either a defensive end or a linebacker. So essentially, whoever they wind up with out of those two could very well dictate the entire draft for the Browns. So something to keep an eye on. But a lot of good defensive end linebacker prospects, including one Jarvis Jones out of Georgia. A lot of people like this kid. Could not work out in the combine because they said he had spinal stenosis. Which we knew
good.
he had that, and supposedly there was some kind of condition or something that flaring up or whatever it does. Far be it from me to try to pretend I know anything about medicine. But apparently he met with doctors, and they said he's A-okay. He's been fine this whole time, so it was just a precautionary thing, I guess. So apparently he's got the green light. So
Okay.
look for him or another pass rusher for that for the Browns with that number 6 pick. Again, pending a lot of what they do in free agency. They're also looking at corners. They looked at a guy, actually they're supposedly interested in a corner from Carolina. And I saw that Browns showing interest in his name's Munnerlyn. C. Munnerlyn. And I was like, oh, let me find out more about this guy, like his stats and stuff. So I just searched Munnerlyn. First name that comes up, I'm like, that's not him. That's ridiculous. So I type in Munnerlyn, Carolina Panthers. Still the same article. And I'm like, okay, this isn't making sense. I click it. This is his birth name. He was born with this. It's not a nickname. It's not a middle name or something. This is just his name, Captain Munnerlyn. Captain
What?
Munnerlyn.
His name is Captain?
His name is Captain. Like Peter or Jim or Fred, but Captain. I don't know.
Aye, Captain.
like that.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Captain. Captain Munnerlyn. We can make him a team. If he becomes a team captain, you can just put like the C that's
Captain
there,
Captain?
and there's a little like 2 next to it, like squared.
Yeah.
Captain Munnerlyn. I don't know. A guy they're looking at a lot of guys. There's another linebacker they're looking at from Baltimore. There's a lot of options out there. One people that a lot of fans really want is Mike Wallace out of Pittsburgh. He appears to be leaning Dolphins. But again, a lot of time to see what happens here. Just a few little odds and ends. Former Eagle, they cut ties with Cullen Jenkins, now joining the Giants, so he'll get his opportunity at revenge. This is, what else we got? Redskins have released D'Angelo Hall. So, I don't know. I mean, I doubt the Browns would make a play for him. He's kind of old, and that's really our big problem in the secondary.
Right.
we got to replace an old man. And really the biggest two pieces of news, I'm going like 1 and 1A here. The biggest pieces of news here are proposed trades that have come out. Now, these are obviously the trades can't be 100% final yet, but these are basically saying as soon as they can be traded, these trades have happened. Much like a couple weeks ago, something we didn't really touch on the show, but Alex Smith from the Niners being officially, unofficially almost traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you. But the big trades are the Vikings will send Percy Harvin to the Seattle Seahawks for some draft pick compensation. And it's interesting because 3 weeks ago, almost to the day, is when the president or general manager, whoever it was of the team, said, quote, "We will not be trading Percy Harvin."
Yep.
So, and these GMs and coaches and stuff,
when they say
they come out there and they say stuff point blank to the camera, then do the other thing. And then they wonder why people like us in the media are questioning them.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, if I said I'm not going to trade him, why are you calling me a liar? Because I know you're going to trade him.
Because 2 days later, oh, look, you traded him.
Because a month from now is a whole nother world.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But no, Percy Harvin going to Seattle with Danger Russ Wilson and and a really talented squad over there. That's his Twitter handle, Danger Russ Wilson. It's pretty clever. I'll give him that one. Good work. But yeah, going over to Seattle, making it all the more interesting because Seattle picks up a big receiver. So you think like, ooh, maybe they're catching up with San Francisco. It's going to be a neck-and-neck race.
Oh, but wait.
Anquan Bolden to the 49ers.
Woo.
Only a difference of about $2 million in what he wants versus what Baltimore is going to give him. But he said, hey, you know what? Not only will I find that money, I'll find it on the sunny, beautiful beaches of San Francisco.
Right.
So, I mean, that does make that race interesting now. He just beat them in the Super Bowl, and now he's going to join them. I guess if you can beat them, join them. That was one of the stupidest things I've ever said. But High on Sports will be right back after a brief commercial message from our wonderful sponsors. When we get back, we're going to find out what's urinating us off. More on our March Madness Challenge. It is just around the corner. 3 up, 3 down. All that and so much more. Listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Oh, great. Not another Farm Bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farm Bill request at a time. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Hey, local bands and unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com.
Start to lose your grip, then you come running back to me. You start abusing when you're using, in the meantime losing. Baby, why don't you let it be? You're fixing, you come running back to me, and there's no doubt it's all been played out. Now I'm on my way out, baby. Why can't you see?
From downtown Cleveland, we're going to kick to our on-the-scene reporter, Justin.
This is Justin from the MSC Radio Network. We are live downtown, where we've had some reports of some recent zombie attacks. We got a witness here that states she knows what's happening.
Oh my God, the zombie was eating that man's face. But I got an awesome Mindless Clothing t-shirt.
Mindless Clothing. www.mindlessclothing.com.
Call the show toll free. 1-888 888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you are listening to us on your computer or on the many glorious applications, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you're not listening from one of the aforementioned glorious applications, remember to take your smartphone, look for the free-to-download app TuneIn Radio, install it, search MSC Radio Network, hit play. You are listening to us live on the go wherever you may be. Enjoy that. And remember, you can get a hold of us with your questions, comments, concerns, what have you. Email it to shows@morningshowcentral.com. If it's good, we'll read it on the air. You can also tweet at us at high_on_sports or with the hashtag High on Sports right on our wall on Facebook, facebook.com/high-on-sports. And get to the website high-on-sports.net. You will find you'll find some stuff. I was in a zone and I just got confused. And you'll find the archive of all of our past shows, as well as my blog and a bunch of other fun stuff. My most recent blog entry was posted earlier today. It is the Cleveland Browns Wish List 2013 edition, what I want them to do this offseason. Again, that is all available for you for free at high-on-sports.net. Get there immediately. All right, we've got a jam-packed second half. It is round 2. Let's go. All right, it's time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start, as we always do, with my good friend Von Erich. Von Erich, what's urinating you off?
Well, I'm going to take us to the world of spring training baseball.
Oh.
And I've got a nice little video to demonstrate what I'm urinated off about. But basically, what this team did, I think it was the Phillies. I can't see from here. Yeah, I think it's the Phillies.
It is the Phillies.
They decided to let Hooters girls be ball girls on the side of the field.
Oh, this is
nice.
Let's take a look at what happens when one decides to get involved.
Oh, did she get domed? Shot in the dome?
Just wait.
You
Chris,
almost
ready to
said
play
dome
that?
shot it again. I was waiting for it.
All right, here we go.
Well, that is a fair ball right over the bag, and the ball girl, she knocked it down.
You dumb broad!
Wow.
What urinates me off, basically, you just saw it. Someone who does not know the game, and, well, you see what happens.
If this was a regular season game,
if that video was working properly, they were going to show a slow-mo replay where you can clearly see the umpire yell fair ball, and she just gets up and fields it.
And then, there you go.
Yeah, but
here's the ball fan.
Yeah, but reports are saying that she's part of the Hooters girls A team, and that's just referring to her cup size.
Hey-o! All right.
So would it be the D team then?
Wow, that was...
D team might have did a little better.
Wow, yeah, that was stupid.
I mean, it's not even like one of those that it was close. Like, it was clear. I don't think she's ever knows what baseball is. I think she just said, "Oh my God, the ball came to me."
And then they just show her afterwards, just looking out into the crowd, not a care in the world.
I really wish someone would have smoked the line drive right off her face. And then it'd be like, "See, this is why you don't belong there. Go back to Hooters."
Yeah, go back to Hooters.
Serve some chicken wings.
She's not even a real blonde.
No
I don't think
from
she
any
is.
of us.
No, we got quiet because we were all thinking.
I was trying to look at it.
that
I mean, it
real?
does look very
Is that
bleach
real?
blondie.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Well,
I don't
she's as
think
dumb
it
as
is.
a real
Performance
blonde.
enhancing stuff. Right
It
there.
affected her brain cells.
But probably.
Stupid broad.
All right, thank you, Von Erich. now
welcome.
we move over to Ashley. Ashley, what's your name off?
Well, did you see this weekend where the Mexican team went all AWOL and tried to beat up the Canadian team?
Oh, yeah, that was good.
What I don't get is everybody knows they go run differential and tiebreaker. So Canada's up 9-3 in the top of the ninth.
Uh-huh.
Dude lays down a bunt single. Third baseman gets his panties in a bunch because he's like, oh, you're not just going to lay down and let the game end? You want to beat us by more? So he tells his pitcher to beam the next guy. 2 pitches later, he hits him, and all hell breaks loose. Well, you know what, little third baseman from Mexico? It's not freaking, this isn't Kids World. You don't just stop playing.
They almost couldn't get his name to fit on the jersey. Third baseman from Mexico. That with all the little...
I'm just saying, this isn't Kids
marks?
Land where everybody gets trophies and everything's fair. You know, Canada needed the runs for run differential. And you're getting all pissy because the dude laid down a butt on you and you were too damn lazy to charge the ball and try to get him out. You just stood there and waited for it to come to you and then go, hit the next guy because apparently I'm PMSing today.
I'll tell you what confused me about this. I was under the impression that Canadians were a docile people.
I know, so was I. I'm like, well, you know what? They do play hockey, and hockey is very violent.
Well, they do.
But that's usually the hockey players. Everyone else is kind of like, hey.
Oh, I didn't mean to beat you with the ball. Sorry about the bunt back there.
Why is he Irish?
My Canadian is a little Irish.
Yeah, it's Irish Canadian,
Oh,
apparently.
look at the Canadian, you know?
But
like
yeah,
a
I mean, come
leprechaun.
on, it's
a Canadian leprechaun.
I give Canada every right for going out there and letting the fight happen.
Yeah, I think it's funny that
The best part was the one dude got body slammed. The one guy came off the Canadian one.
I think we know what this fight is really about. It's about our love, because they are the country on top of us and below us. Us being America. They're jealous.
They're jealous of each other. Is that what it is?
So you're America's favorite.
I think the third baseman was just being a douchebag.
Probably.
Because he's like, oh my God, you bunted on me. Well, you know what?
What's that, Von Erich? You've got a picture of
Pardon me, eh? Good shot. That's funny.
It is a picture of the brawl with a bunch of quotes from different players, and it's all like, oh, pardon me, eh?
Good shot, eh?
Good shot, eh?
I know it was the one Mexican guy
Canadians.
got body slammed like a mofo.
They're
And that was
lovable.
funny. And then he got up and chased the little Canada guy who was running away going, oh my God, he's going to get me, eh?
Speaking of the World Baseball Classic, if I could say something real quick about the World Baseball Classic that doesn't have to do with it, I don't like the name because I don't like that year one they gave it the title Classic. Like, that seems a little cheap, you know? It's like the very first time they played it was the World Baseball Classic. Like, you make it seem like it's this like legendary thing with like, oh, the World Baseball Classic, but you just...
I also don't like that they're only showing the games on ESPN Deportes. And
Deportes,
really, how the hell am I
arriba.
supposed to watch a baseball game when it's coming at me in Spanish?
I
was under the impression that
what you do.
I lived in the United States of America and I was born speaking English, not Spanish.
Take 2 years of Spanish like I did, so you can tell every couple of words.
I
took
2 years of Spanish. Technically, I took a third, but I didn't pass it. Why? Because I speak English.
That's a good excuse.
That is a great excuse. You should have told the teacher that.
I'm just saying.
Like, you failed. Why? Yeah, because I speak English.
I'm just saying, give me a damn game in English.
By the way, we do have half
What the hell am I supposed to do? Listen to a game in Spanish. What can I do with that?
I just would watch what's going on in the game. But anyways, we do have 2 of the final 4 for the World Baseball Classic. We know it will be Japan and the Netherlands. They will square off against each other to figure out who's like the winner and loser going into it. So they're going to play each other, but win or lose, they both will be advancing. One will be like the high seed, one will be the low seed. Again, that's Netherlands versus Japan. That is a 6 a.m. start time in the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan.
They go nuts over there.
A place where it makes perfect sense to be speaking Spanish. Miami is where the rest of the action takes place, where we know 4 of the teams, they will, through a series of games, eliminate that down to 2. Italy at the Dominican Republic starts it all off, 1 p.m. on Tuesday, followed on 8 p.m. on Tuesday, Puerto Rico at the United States. And then comes Game 3, which is the winner of Game 1 loser versus Game 2 loser. Then comes Game 4, which is Game 1 winner versus Game 2 winner. Then comes Game 5, which is Game 3 winner versus Game 4 loser. And then finally comes Game 6, which is the Game 5 winner versus Game 4 winner. It sounds way more confusing when you say it like that, but when you look at it and spend 2.5 hours trying to map it out in your head like I did today, it makes perfect sense. So if anybody's got a quick 2.5 to sit there and look at the schedule and sort it out in their brain, it's a whole like round robin, lose but it's not over, but don't lose too much kind of thing. Just win. That's all you need to worry about. Just keep winning. And then, of course, the championship round will take place. Pool 2 runner-up versus Pool 1 winner, 9 p.m. on Sunday. And then next Monday, that is, Pool 1 runner-up versus Pool 2 winner. And then the championship game will take place on Tuesday, March the 19th. So there you go. That'll be at 8 p.m. start time. That is next Tuesday. All right, speaking of stuff that is upcoming, March Madness.
Ooh, best time of the year.
It's a good time. I'll give you that. I love that they've upped it now where you see all the games.
Yeah.
Sure, you may have to go to True TV, which makes no sense, but
hey,
I liked it better when it was Court TV.
It's actuality.
In Court TV made more sense to me because there was always Court TV because of court cases, but now you're like, now it's a basketball court.
Hey.
Get it? Well, either way, now they're True TV, which I don't understand.
What saddens me is I work during the day now, and up until last year, like when I was in college and stuff, I'm like, class? No! Basketball! All day long, every day. And then I had to go and get a job.
Yeah.
Next week, though, week of vacation. That first week.
Hooray. You'll get to see all the play-in games. Nice.
Woo.
Speaking of, though, I want to talk about a team that shouldn't even be in the play-in games, but will be competing in the tournament. Now, in all likelihood, they definitely will be a 16 seed. We know that. So they will most likely have they will get the crap beat out of them by an Indiana, by a Gonzaga, by a Duke, or, whoever ends up being the number 1 seeds. But I'm just infuriated, urinated off, if you will, that they are in the tournament to begin with, that they are given a shot to be our national champion. I'm talking, of course, about the Liberty Flames. You may ask, Liberty, is that Liberty College, Liberty University? The answer, in short, I don't know, because I didn't bother to look any more into them, because I didn't think it's worth my time or yours. But the Liberty Flames, Liberty College sounds right. That sounds right. I think so. Either way, the Liberty Flames, all right, we're 9th in the Big South. If you've never heard of the Big South, it's because you have a life. 9th in the Big South, and they, of course, enter into the conference tournament, like all these teams do, and they were ranked 9th in the Big South, but they came in and they won their tournament.
Hey!
Finishing with a 61-60 win over the High Point Panthers. So I'm convinced these are just high schools, and I've gotten confused. But they're not. They're not.
Everybody makes the tournament.
Tell you what, they make the tournament now. All right? Their record is 15 wins to 20 losses. And they are now in the playoffs of playoffs, competing to be national champions.
Hey.
I'm infuriated that they're there. But it's the second they tip off, I'm rooting for them harder than I've ever rooted for even one of my own teams. Because how cool would that be? But
I'm just saying,
I'm just infuriated that they're even getting a shot at this.
Every team makes their conference tournament, so all you gotta do is get hot at the right time.
I guess
and
that's
they got
all you
hot
gotta do.
At the right time. I mean, yeah, it's kind of crap because they're 15 and 20, and there's other teams that are way better, and they're not gonna make it. But hey, win your conference tournament. You don't gotta worry about all these other shenanigans of who gets in and who doesn't.
Can I throw some numbers at you?
You get in.
You want some numbers thrown at you
here?
Give
me some numbers.
From the old Flames. The Fighting Flames. I just added that part. Copyright. Assists per game as a team. They rank 212th in the country.
Woo!
can't even count that high. With their averaging as a unit, as a squad, as a team, 12.2. Do you have any idea how many players average more than that? I don't, but I should have looked it up beforehand. But I'm sure it's at least a couple. Either way, there's 12.2 as a team. They're 135th in points per game, 69.1. 124th in rebound, 35.7. 198th in field goal percentage as a team, shooting 429.
Damn. And they're going to make the top 64. All right.
And they're in the top 64. They opened the year off with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game losing streak before they finally won to, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know. On the website I'm on, it lists the team they beat as SVA, and apparently they were not worthy enough to get a logo
they didn't even
or
have a logo?
link to click.
Oh my God.
So they basically, their first win came against a team that
doesn't exist?
Pretty much doesn't exist. I don't even know. I don't even know here. It's a South Virginia Academy? I don't even know.
There's nothing there for them.
I don't know. South Virginia, I don't know. Well, there's that. 15-20, and now getting a shot at winning the whole damn thing. So, thanks, High Point Panthers, for losing by 1 point, so we have to deal with this crap. Anyway, speaking of March Madness, before we get out of here, I want to remind you guys that this upcoming Sunday is Selection Sunday. There's a whole big special. I won't watch because it's a waste of time, because as soon as it's over, you just know anyways. But they will be announcing the teams taking the court here, the field of six. Isn't it 68 now?
Oh,
that
yeah.
It is. It's 68.
Because they got like 2 playing games now or something
technically the
stupid.
first round is. Now here's what we do with our March Madness brackets, which will be created next weekend and will be available for you at home to submit a bracket and compete against us right here. It's so fun and easy and everything. You can either get a hold of us in person if you know us in person, and we can give you a High on Sports bracket, or you will have the image of it, I guess, posted on the Facebook for you to download and print out and do on your own and share your results with us for bragging rights and everything. Do as many brackets as you want. I'm doing at least 3 because I always do my actual picks. I do my coin flip bracket where I flip a coin for every single matchup. And I do my my mascot battle. Or team battle or whatever.
That's the best one.
Where here I would have like the Liberty Flames take on a Blue Devil. Who wins, a Flame or a Blue Devil? That's a tough one.
I think the Devil wins because he
But
lives
he's a
in
Blue
fire.
Devil. Maybe he's cold. But maybe the fire warmed him up and now he's strong again.
Now he's
Who knows?
Super Devil.
There's so many directions you can go with it. And then it's funny though when I get to like a Tar Heel or something or a Jayhawk or whatever, when you're like, what exactly is that? So you have to look into it, and it's like a Tar Heel is someone from Carolina. It's called a Tar Heel. So then I allow myself to look up famous people from Carolina and pick whichever one I want. And I think I might be with Kansas or Carolina. I don't remember where he's from. One of them I had represented by Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, heck yeah.
And he made some waves in the tournament. He did some work. The hardest part is when you get 2 bulldogs or wildcats facing each other, and you're just sometimes you have to incorporate the coin flip on that one.
It's just which one looks
cooler. Bring it over from there. So, that definitely at least 3. Probably. There's actual audio of Zach Galifianakis being eaten by a wildcat. We had that ready to go. So, but anyway, so again, the High on Sports fantasy baseball is available right now. Send a request there. Just let us know you want to join by sending an email to highonsports@gmail.com, and you are entered into our fantasy baseball league. But our March Madness bracket will be available for you to download or receive from one of us by next Monday. And just a word of advice, whatever, for our scoring is we won't count against you if you pick one of the play-in games wrong. Like last year was I don't even remember who it was. It was like I'm just saying.
I don't even count the playing games.
It's like
around.
if it's like University of Texas at San Antonio versus USC, and you have USC advancing through into the bracket, we'll also count it if University of Texas San Antonio goes through there. So basically, you're not picking a specific team like in that. You're picking the play-in team to advance. Not that any of you probably should, because I don't see a play-in team beating a 1. That's incredibly unlikely. But either way, that's how we do it. So, again, that is 2 great contests for you to enter the High on Sports March Madness Bracket Challenge and our High on Sports Fantasy Baseball League 2013. Remember, just send me an email, highonsports@gmail.com. Just imply in the email that you would like in to our Fantasy Baseball League, and we will send you an invite. You are ready to go against us and some other fans to compete with some prizes to be announced. All right, 3 up, 3 down time, and then we are out the door. We're going to start as we've done every single week for years with down number 3. Down number 3 is the Penguins' Evgeny Malkin, out 1 to 2 weeks with an upper body injury.
Ow.
I don't know what that means. I guess anything above the belt could be hurt. They didn't want to be specific. Down number 2, Derek Rose, medically cleared to play this week, but still not in uniform. And down number 1, the Cavaliers. Point guard Kyrie Irving sprains left shoulder, I should say, because that's the actual shoulder. Sprains left shoulder and lost to Raptors, out 3 to 4 weeks. Up number 3, the LA Lakers now hold sole possession of 8th place in the West. Up number 2, they urinated me off, but the Liberty Flames, 15-20 record, but won the Big South despite being 9th and will enter the NCAA March Madness tournament. And up number 1, El Tigre, Tiger Woods, won the Cadillac Championship this weekend for his 76th career PGA Tour win. Hot on the heels of Jumpin' Jack Nicklaus. And I believe the golden number there is, I think it's 82, 86, somewhere around there. In the 80s, definitely. But he is well on his way. And, of course, we will have more once real tournaments start to happen, i.e. the Masters, etc. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Remember, next week, we're going to have more spring training talk. We're going to have March Madness preview. So much more stuff to get to next week. We've got a crazy week of sports ahead of us. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in to High on Sports on MorningShowCentral.com.